Okay, hello everyone. My name is Laquan Williams, and today in this video, I'm going to be doing my review for the most recent and current episode of the Superman&Lois show on the CW TV network, or the TV show on the CW network, or the CW TV network, owned by Warner Media. This season 2 episode finale, which is called season 2 episode 15, titled Waiting for Superman. There will be a third season, and that will be airing next year in 2023. It has already been renewed like months ago in advance, probably about 4 to 5. The Flash has had its season finale as well just yesterday on Wednesday. I have not watched it yet. I will be doing my review and watching that today on Thursday. It aired on Wednesday though. So essentially, the Flash has one more season, which will be its final season, season 9 for the Flash, and that'll be it. Basically, what's going on, essentially in this episode, and what we saw in the season finale for the Superman&Lois TV show is, it was very lackluster. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say that it wasn't. The episode was about 42 minutes long. It was over in about 24, 23. Essentially, what happened is Superman got his powers back. He took on Allie Alliston at her full god mode speed slash parasite level of agility, strength, everything. She was full power, and took her down after he was thrown into the sun to be fully re-energized by his brother Morgan Edge, who is also known as Talro, who is also known as the Eradicator. He tried to take Allie Alliston on, and she almost killed him. And so Jordan, his younger, obviously nephew, flew up to the sky in space and had to grab him. But after she obviously took them both out, Jordan knocked out Allie Alliston, got his uncle Morgan Edge out of there, aka Talro, and flew back down to the Superman&Lois, the family, the Clark Kent farmhouse slash compound, or the house where they live at. Essentially, what we saw too is not Morgan Edge, but Talro came out of nowhere randomly. He did help his family out, but I thought it was kind of random how he just came back randomly out of nowhere just to help. But it seems like he obviously made the effort. He almost did die, so he did lay his life down for his family and everybody else on Earth, not just Smallville, but Metropolis as well. The situations I would think that were more, I would have to say, I enjoyed the scenes. Not John Diggle randomly coming out of nowhere at the end of the episode to talk to John Henry Irons and say, yeah, Argus is looking into this guy who killed you, a version of you in the future, and we're trying to figure out why, because he's making his way up to, I guess, Smallville, possibly Metropolis, as a big time arms dealer, and this guy's dangerous. He's some cutthroat killer. I have no idea what's that. There was no talk of Amertech. There was no talk of Doomsday. There was no talk of what's that guy's name? Lex Luthor. Superman's obviously, besides Brainiac and Doomsday, one of Superman's biggest allies and foes slash villains. They weren't talked about or teased at all. So it looks like their season 3 is going to be bringing that probably in, I would say, at the beginning to kind of throw us into the fray of what's going on, because we thought Doomsday was going to be the Superman&Lois villain for season 2, but that obviously was not the case. They tricked us, and it was obviously Bizarro Superman, obviously. So yeah, it was lackluster. Natalie and her dad, John Henry Irons, aka Captain Luthor, their whole entire situation, their scene of almost dying in space, was actually much more engaging, and obviously, I would say had life to it. It wasn't lifeless. Like Superman just literally just smacked Allie Alliston, and the two versions of herself literally split into two different people. They were just one. So it was basically he kind of hit her. He hit her, and she had an astral projection type of moment, an outer body experience, an inner and outer body experience, where the two versions of her split into two different people. They weren't connected as one anymore. Just like how Doctor Strange does that, where he can move outside of his body. And obviously, when he was fighting against the ancient one, she did the same thing to him. She knocked him out of his body. His soul is very life force out of his body, and he can see himself obviously floating and falling down his actual body. Like I said, an inner and outer body experience, obviously, with Doctor Strange, with astral projection and whatnot. That's basically what happened. He smacked her, and that was it. So there was just basically the two worlds merged. Earth One and their Earth, obviously the bizarre world is whatever you want to call it, where Allie Allison was in charge. Everybody was popping back and forth. Lois and her father, obviously the general from the DoD. Sarah, aka Jordan's ex-girlfriend, her father was there too, and then they kept disappearing and reappearing, and it happened everywhere. Cars were reappearing and crashing into each other. Nobody was there. People were disappearing. But if you want me to be honest, and let's just talk about it, season 1's season finale was much better than this. this was just lackluster. It was nice to see that nobody obviously was taken out as far as major characters obviously dying. But season three, I'm hoping it's gonna be looking much more better. Yes, season two for Superman/Lois was very good in the beginning, but the season finale payoff, the big payoff, was lackluster. It was really boring. It was basically over after 24 minutes, like I said, with a 40-minute episode where it was just everybody talking about their feelings and how everything went. They had a big town, county, whatever you can call it, fair, and there was food. It was a Memorial Day for appreciation for Superman, and they had music, and it was all that was just basically it. The random only teaser that was big was obviously Superman, John Diggle talking to John Henry Irons. I thought it's looking like John Henry Irons, aka Captain Luthor, will be joining Argus probably. John Diggle just randomly came out of nowhere. The Green Lantern situation storyline's dead. He won't be the Green Lantern. We obviously knew that. That's tease was something that happened for the last 2 years. And it's so stupid because we obviously knew that was not going to happen because HBO Max is taking that show, and there's going to be a Green Lantern show that will be out next year. Also, there will be a John Constantine show that will be out next year. So these characters can't be on the CW TV anymore. So that's why they're taking off, even though it's connected with Warner Brothers. They're not doing that because this is not the big, huge flagship of, I guess you could say, network where they can take it on HBO Max, and it can be much more bigger than that with the vulgarity, the language. It's obviously more violent scenes, and obviously, I would say probably. I would say there might not be as much of a huge budget going into that because it's a TV show on a network instead, rather than it's going to be on HBO Max rather than be on the CW TV network. Obviously, the ads go into that money, so I would say they're probably saving money in a way. Also, too, because these are new characters, they have to pay these actors lots of money, obviously, and that's what it is. John Diggle, Dave Ramsey can get, and he should get a lot of money for this. We don't know what's obviously going to happen, but we'll see. But that's basically it. The season finale was okay, just lackluster. Nothing really big, like I said. Superman smacked Allie Allison out of her body. The two versions of her disengaged, and they were no longer merged. She is arrested, and she is in DOD custody with the other version of herself. Lucy, Lois Lane's sister, just randomly came out of nowhere at the end again, and she's like, I'm going away on a trip and trying to find myself. I really didn't care about none of that. So basically, like I said, that was basically it. There was nothing exciting about the season finale. That's just what happened. I would have liked to see Morgan Edge and Superman take on Allie Allison themselves. That obviously did not take place. That didn't happen because one of them, they both fought her separately. Also, there were some teasers about Bizarro Superman possibly coming back. He might be in the third season. I didn't think he was going to be in this episode. It's possible he could have been to stand up against, obviously, Allie Allison along with Morgan Edge and Superman. They would have been able to take her down, obviously, all three of them together, and also combine with their powers and strength, speed, and agility. Natalie's super sacrifice with her father, John Henry Irons, almost killed themselves and floating in space with no energy and life force left in them because they transferred all their life force and energy from their suits with the X-Kryptonite into their pod system that they were used to escape. They crashed into the Earth cube that Ali Allison had, where she was merged in Earth 1 and her Bizarro world together. So they literally sacrificed themselves to save everybody. So they did what heroes are supposed to do and what they do. And you can't say anything wrong about them. Superman did what he was supposed to do, taking out Ali Allison. Superman rebuilt the Fortress of Solitude. Him and his whole family, his sons, Jordan and Jonathan, his wife, Lois Lane, all were there on a boat taking at sea, and he rebuilt it. So they're all going to meet his Kryptonian mother, and we'll probably see that, obviously, in the third season. I'm on Den of Geek right now. I don't see any comments, but just one. So this person said, I remain so impressed with this show. Everyone has played their part beautifully. I'm eagerly awaiting season 3. We'll see what happens, though. I don't know exactly what will take place in season 3 besides John Diggle. They're talking about him right here. The guy who apparently that they're going after as far as the bad guy is Bruno Mannheim. Never heard of him, but he's supposed to be this big bad guy in the next season. Hopefully Lex Luthor shows up, and possibly we do have, we'll see. I would say Doomsday. Let's just talk about who Bruno Mannheim is. It says Bruno Mannheim may not sound like an inspiring supervillain codename, but this is a character with an impressive pedigree and ties to one of the greatest villains in DC Comics history. Mannheim was created by Jack Kirby during his incredible reinvention of the Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen comic series in the early 1970s, which was conceived as part of his wider Fourth World epic for DC. Jack Kirby, also created Intergang, a Metropolis-based organized crime outfit who had their weapons supplied by Darkseid and the Denzians of the planet Apocalypse. Fans of the animated Superman will definitely be familiar with Mannheim and Intergang. They are a running theme in much of that Kirby influenced show. Bruno Mannheim has never been given a high profile shot in any live action TV show and or movie other than a single episode on Smallville, which was obviously in the early 2000s, which didn't really do him or Intergang justice. Though we've heard of Intergang's name mentioned on Superman&Lois before, notably in the season 1 episode Haywire. So yeah, we'll see what happens. He's this big, bad arms dealer, scary looking guy. Apparently, haven't heard anything as far as what he does, as far as powers and whatnot. I don't know, but he's kind of, I guess you could say, a Lex Luthor type of s character where he's got lots of money, power, and influence, but he's much more bloodthirsty. But he doesn't have any superpowers. But looks like he does get his hands dirty. As him being an arms dealer, obviously Lex Luthor is as well. Possibly, will he possibly be teased in the next season? I don't know. It's possible. We'll have to wait and see, along with Doomsday. But that's basically it. As the end of my review for Superman&Lois is a season 2 finale, which was season 2, episode 15, titled "Waiting for Superman." We'll see what happens in season 3. But like I said, the season finale was okay. Nothing big and huge happened. It was lackluster. Besides the John Diggle situation with John Henry Irons, nothing else jumped out and got me excited, other than Superman taking out Ali Allison. But that was basically it. There was no like I said, it was okay. Him fighting Bizarro Superman was way more entertaining, much more entertaining, way more fun. We'll see what happens, like I said, when season 3 for the Superman&Lois TV show on the CW TV network, aka the CW network. Yeah, like I said, that's just basically it. That's the end of my video, my review for it. Thank you again for watching. Let me know what you had to think about this down below in the comments section again. Thank you and goodbye.